I'd like to yield 3 minutes to Representative Balint from Vermont.
Thank you so much, Representative Schreier. Happy to be here. You know, just this morning, President Trump said that Republicans aren't cutting anything meaningful in their budget. Wow. What a thing to say. What a shocking thing to say when these cuts will hurt so many Americans. I'm having a really hard time understanding how taking away health care from nearly 14 million Americans isn't meaningful. It's not meaningful that rural hospitals across Vermont and across this country are going to be at risk of closing. You know, just today I met with Vermonters from a little town called Coventry, and they're deeply concerned that they are going to lose access to labor and delivery health care at their local hospital. Republicans are so out of touch with the reality of American families right now, and it's shocking to call these cuts not meaningful when their bill will hurt working families. It takes away food and health care from millions and millions of people, their own voters, but yet they are not meaningful cuts. These cuts are certainly meaningful for all the kids and veterans who will go hungry because of this cruel and what I think very cynical bill. And why? Why are my Republican colleagues making the cuts? That's what we all want to know. To give the very wealthy another big tax cut and deliver tax breaks to billionaires and corporations. People who absolutely don't need any more assistance. So taking that money from people who desperately need help and giving away to the people who don't. People who are just struggling to get by are having precious resources taken away from them. And right now across this country, Americans are trying to figure out the math. Are they going to be able to afford groceries for their kids? They're trying to decide whether they can afford to go to the doctor. And while that's happening in real time, my colleagues are spending time demanding more work requirements for Medicaid recipients when we know that almost half of adults on Medicaid are already working. They act like they're not working. They're working. And 27% of those working age adults on Medicaid are disabled. They're doing the best they can here, folks. It couldn't be more obvious that they are just looking to remove more people from the Medicaid rolls in order to have more money to give tax breaks to billionaires and corporations. And it's sick. These are people, real people that we're talking about tonight, in every congressional district who cannot handle these cuts. It's as simple as that. And the reality is Americans can't pay for their rent right now. They can't pay for their groceries. They're too high. Prescription drug prices are too high. And costs for consumers and small businesses are just going to go up because of the asinine tariff regime that we've been dealt. And of course Americans feel like it's rigged against them, because it is. And that's why we have to be here fighting for them. That's why we have to be here raising the alarm about what is happening in this bill with Medicaid. What Americans want is fairness. What they need is fairness, and we owe them that. And they want and need affordable health care, and we owe them that. And they want and need a fair shot, a better life for their kids, and we owe them that. This bill that cuts Medicaid, it is a statement of values. It shows exactly what and who the Republicans are caring about. And it's not you and your family, and it's not me and mine. It's about propping up billionaires and kicking the rest of us in the teeth while they do it. And I ask you, what kind of leaders take away health care and food from working people so that the wealthy can get even more money? What kind of leaders? Not strong leaders, not leaders of conscience. It's shameful. I yield back.